Hello, how we doing? Good, I hope. Apologies, I have just blown my nose before I've came out here, but I'm still quite congested, so never mind. Today we're going to talk a bit about Elon Musk, but there's a whole variety pack just to sort of round the weekend off. Weekend. Oh God, do you know what it is? Right, I've been up since 4 a.m. Just one of those partners away, and sometimes you just wake up for no reason. It's weird, broken sleep and that. But I just got up before sunrise with the dog and just took Zeb down for a nice walk. So we're all right. We'll get it done. I was in the balance thinking, oh, can I do this today? I'm tired. But yes, there's plenty to talk about, so we'll not worry about it. Comments are banging already. Who's a boot? Let's see. Here we go, says Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Leon's in. Zoe's in. Let us know if you're about as well, because I see people joining every second. Apologies about this nose. It's not the best. I mean, it's a bit big, but it's obviously full of snot as well. So, so anyway, thank you to everyone for listening, tuning in to Yesterday with Dr. Deepti Gurdasani. Navigating COVID in 2023 is the whole purpose of it. And in quotes there, this podcast might save your life. Some great information in there. And please do distribute that to people who you feel don't want to die or want to greatly reduce their chances of it. Just one of the takeaways was I asked her about the filter systems and whatnot, and we should just have them. I think that, things are moving that way. Things are moving towards that. And I'm telling you now, we're going to speak this into existence. We're just going to speak it into existence. This is how it works. We'll keep the pressure on and speak it into existence. And it'll happen because I've experienced what it's like to be, as I say, to be in public buildings and on buses, which have got them fitted by local authorities and governments, which I don't think they care more, but I just think they're more scared of the bins being set on fire. So anyway, in Andalusia on the bus, just relax. We need that everywhere, man. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be, considering where they are actually put, which is the Houses of Parliament, etc. Already. What else we got? Just shout to the clinically vulnerable people. I saw this logo. I think it's something to do with clinically vulnerable families. I think that's their logo in the bottom right. For audio people, it's still home, and it's just a takeoff of that, those old graphics. Old graphics. It seems long ago when we're in lockdown and whatever. Stay home, save lives, all that. So what I'm going to do, because my throat is clearly absolutely gravelled up to bits, we'll have our tea break a bit early, shall we? Where is it sit? Is it coming? Oh yeah. Just water today. Honestly, stay hydrated, kids. That's lush. I'm gonna have some more actually. I think I was definitely hydrated when I woke up in the middle of the night. Stay hydrated. Honestly, water's the best drink ever. I do not know why people drink Diet Coke and all that carry on, which is lifting, by the way, but I'm not going to start getting into what's in it and that. Just drink your water, man. Get yourself a nice BPA-free bottle, dancing. Get your water in you. It's nice. What else we got? I posted this yesterday, and it says, always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself, and do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. These are the things that we'll have to be mindful of. And the reason I'm bringing that up is it was just a primer to talk about this. I haven't really played on this, but I understand this at the minute. And what we're doing is going through a state of flux. And when I first came back from illness, I kind of pussyfooted around it a little bit. But there was just too much bullshit going on. And I just figured it was time to stop pissing about and trying to mollycoddle people who really don't care if we live or die. So it's been, I think, about 100 drop in followers this week, which is good. That's what we want, because there's no time for pissing about, and there's no time for like mollycoddling people who can't face the realities of Newcastle's fan ownership, or people who can't face the realities of COVID. We do taboos here. We talk about contentious stuff, and it's all evidenced, and it's the truth. And sometimes the truth bloody hurts, man. I know it continues to hurt me. It was my boyhood club. I know it continues to hurt me. I really don't want to die unnecessarily because people have lost their minds. So, we're going to do these topics. And if people want to leave, see ya. Bye now. Because it's about, right? And I want to look back at my life, right? I want to look back on the body of work that I've done, and the things that I've done in the community as well, and how all that interlocks, and the things that I've done in culture and arts and things like that as well. And I want to be proud of it. Like, I think why we look for regular and predictable income, it's so we're not chasing trends. Because if we're chasing trends, then we're writing about things or making content in a certain way. So it's like people who support on Patreon in the first instance now, which help with that. But over time, we're subsistence hunters. We're going to just keep pushing through and win, because the truth will always find a way. So that's why we're doing these things, and not like doing all of these trending topics and all that, which would be a hell of a lot easier to get monetized and stay monetized. Because, yeah, I can give you a pop culture take all you want, and I'll probably do some at some point just for the crack, if it interlocks with the type of stuff that we do, which a lot of things can do. But I thought about it. Do we want to just go chasing shit, or do we want to keep our integrity? Well, I do stuff outside of this as well, which I like to keep separate, but I'll tell you about it one day. And all of that is, the integrity is important to us, and how I'm seen by my peers as well is important to us, and certainly by you people, more so, in fact. And yeah, I'm sick. Oh, class, 7 minutes in, first fucking drop the F bomb. Cheers, YouTube there. But I just wanted to bring that up. Just be yourself. Like, stop trying to be other things, if that's like what you see yourself doing or what you're doing. Have I done this type of stuff in the past before? I definitely, without a doubt. Was it to an extreme level? Definitely not. Was it to the level that detractors would have? Fucking no chance. So one of the other things that we're doing, as I've said, is we're just going on the absolute hunt. So just a reminder, you can be a good person with a good heart and still tell YouTube guidelines to fuck off when necessary. Not telling them, but it does say cunts. Oh dear, I've really fucked that. But honestly, right, people will do this to you, right? Like, people who spend the half their lives gaslighting you. As soon as you tell them to fuck off, cry bully. Honestly, man, eradicate these people. They will drag you down. I gave somebody some advice the other day, a younger person, and I was like, look, you'll waste 15, 20 years of your life on these people. What you want is people who push you along, cheer you on, but also hold you accountable in a productive way, rather than a way to just sort of keep their boot on your forehead. Sometimes you don't realize until you move away from certain people, and then you realize how that shapes your behaviors. So don't be scared, because everybody's on this cloud chase now. A lot of people are anyway, where it's just like it's all about numbers and followers and da da da. Nothing that we've ever done has been about that. We're blessed that there's tens of thousands of yous out there, and that's a beautiful thing, and it's always respected and appreciated. But I say this a lot: follow what we do long enough. I speak for myself. I will definitely at some point piss you off, because I'll always speak as I find. And sometimes I think, because I spend a lot, I mean, I don't watch telly, and I watch like what I want, and I'll watch Netflix and all that shit. But mostly I enjoy watching documentaries and learning about stuff. So my partner and other people point this out, and they say, like, look, you're just quite often a bit further along from where people are at, so you need to slow down. So there'll be a bit of that too, but also there'll be a bit of speeding up in some respects, because I've got a lot of catching up to do from all the time I've been ill, but also, I mean, look at the state of things. Like, There's people in like the campaigns and things. Oh, like we just got to slow it down. Look at this thing that's happened with Just Stop Oil, right? The did the Chelsea Flower Show, orange paint and all of that, whatever. And even like people who should be allies are like, "Oh, what you doing? It's like it's not helping." But well, guess what? Like the first climate conference was in 1979. Pussyfooting around isn't doing it. And what the news aren't telling you, which is completely duplicitous, is the people who funded that display fund the oil and gas industry, which is why that one got done. And like I'm in full support of them, and I just think like there's nothing else happening. And if these weren't doing this, it wouldn't be on the agenda. You look at this Extinction Rebellion decided to go fluffy, right? It did some like this thing called the Big One, where it was like, right, we're going to get everybody to this big march and that. Media don't cover it. What the cover is the direct action. So top and bottom it is, stop ragging on Just Stop Oil. I don't care if you think they're a bunch of Tarquins and Crusaders. What was she called? Indigo Rumbelow. Big up Indigo Rumbelow. Stop judging, man. Like at the end of the day, she's out there doing it and getting a criminal record for doing it. She's going to the same jail as anybody else. I mean, she might go back to a thatched cottage in the Cotswolds or whatever it is afterwards. But is that me just making a judgment on her? I don't know. All I know is Indigo Rumbelow is doing a hell of a lot more than you or I to try and preserve the place that we live. Like we all live here; it's our home, So let's not rag on Just Stop Oil no more, because they've been misrepresented left and right. And it's like, look at the way they're being ragdolled by builders and shit. Like, what is wrong with people, man? It's like, just take a picture, send it to your gaffer, and say, "Sorry, we can't be on site." As you can see, like, why are you so desperate to get to work, or is it just that you want to be recorded and get some kind of guest spot on fucking Talksport or something? Because it just seems wild to me. But like also that people don't go beyond the end of their nose and the end of the transit van they're climbing out of, apart from to ragdoll old people in high vis. I mean, without being all like, try it out with us. Eventually, it's going to end in tears one way or the other. Somebody's going to get properly done in, and the media and the press are just whipping it up. They're not like giving the detail as to why they're doing these. It just looks like wanton vandalism, that the way that it's being expressed, and it's not. It's vandalism with a point, and it's just like the Van Gogh painting. It was covered in glass, and they were going to like they destroyed it, just like yesterday with Downing Street. Somebody rolled it into the gates, and they're going on like it was a fucking ram raid to rival North Shields in the 90s. Absolutely ridiculous, man. But anyway, if you want to support good faith media, patreon.com/cowdaily. That's patreon.com/cowdaily. Also, link in the description of this podcast for the PayPal if you want to make one-off donation to our work. Big up yourselves, everybody that has. Thank you very much. Love yous. Keep them again. Let's rock into some comments, see what's happening. Slaz is a boot. Nice one. Nice to see you. MS is here. Nice to see you, my friend. I'll just scroll back. I don't want to miss anybody out. Excuse me. Bloody hell. I wish, right? I wish I wasn't as done in. Jez Hunt's in the house. Glasgow's about. Leon was said earlier as well. Just don't want to miss anybody. Let me know if you're about. Nice one. Without being all like Instagram memes, here's some more. Nobody trusts your name better than someone who's afraid you'll tell people the truth. And there's been a lot of that since we started back up. But good, because at the end of the day, we don't target people for no reason. And it's not even like using fucking targeting's ridiculous. I'm on here every day. Eventually, like we're going to be talking about some wild shit, and like names will come up. I just don't understand like why we can't like name the names, but we do it anyway. So fucking bollocks. But yes, I'm expecting a wave of trashing coming my way anytime soon. But fuck yes. And I'll put this on the screen for no reason. No reason whatsoever. And sorry to the audio people, if you want to know what that is, I don't want to explain that meme, but it's just there for no reason. This leopards eating people's faces party, proud member. It's not like they're going to eat my face. Trust me. Look at me, right? There's something coming down the pipe, and I'm gonna love this. Love this. And do turn up every day, because when it's ready and when it's percolated, we're gonna howl our heads off like jackals watching leopards feast on our enemies. Just wait. When the time is correct and right, the China plan will be revealed. Because as Jez quite rightly points out, they're always eating your face. You want to dance with the leopards? They're going to eat your face. But sometimes the leopards can be controlled. So anyway, fucking honestly, what's wrong with people? Elon Musk, check this. You know, we've been talking about Russell Brand, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Peter Thiel, who set up PayPal with Elon Musk and part of that billionaire arsehole ecosystem. We're broadcasting on Twitter. Fuck you, dude. At Elon Musk says, all presidential candidates are most welcome on this platform. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Can't wait. What this is in reference to is the other day, Elon Musk was like, I'm going to do this launch thing with Ron DeSantis. And it apparently, I've not watched it, but apparently looked like it was filmed on a potato and it was just really glitchy and shit. This then meant Donald Trump put some viral video out, which was meant to be really funny, but I haven't bothered watching that yet because fuck that guy. But I might do, because I do actually find him hilarious, as anybody should, because he is funny. He's a ghoul, but he's hilarious. And that's one of the problems with the left. There's no hilarious person or person with the right kind of charisma which can lead it on. But we digress. The point is, see how these things are starting to come together. Remember the prediction about Brand is just weeks away from a Trump, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. unity ticket. If you want to know more about that, show last week, Russell Brand, so Steve Bannon, all the latest stuff on that with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Rumble, Peter Thiel. Honestly, they're dirty, but don't get it twisted, right? These are just one aspect of the overall establishment. They're just factionalizing against the other factions and trying to gain supremacy. When there's a threat from the outside, we all know what to do. Turn on that, turn back, and then get it everybody else. Joanna's saying, yes, Crystal Ball, where's the cow emoji though? Get it right. Mystic Cow predict, and I'm putting my name to that one. I just feel like Brand's on some journey. I was doing some research about him this morning about what he said about Corbyn in 2017, just so I can compare and contrast when it comes. So I've got that one in my back pocket. So just wait, man. Seriously, I'm buzzing at the minute. Check this type of stuff out though, right? This is Lisa at Save Education for All, but she posted something from the Mirror. Sam Smith cancels gig hours before shows. They're struck with mystery illness. Sam Smith has been forced to cancel their gig in Glasgow just hours before they were due on stage after being struck down with a mystery virus. Lisa says they actually said mystery virus. Crumbs, I wonder what it could be. What could it be? Let us know in the comments. What do you think it could be? What happened to him? What could it be? I mean, granted, it could be other things. They still exist, but why on earth, after the last couple of years, 3 years, in fact, is it not getting mentioned? We'll look at a video. Do you want to see something that's going to boil up your piss? Because I do. Hold on a minute. Is it in the thing? No. But it is new. This is from Good Morning Britain, right? I'll just play it actually, and then we'll react to it after. See you in a bit.
Currently, you factor in energy firms are allowed to make 1.9% profit. And I think people will be staggered to hear that you're consulting on increasing the amount of profit that energy firms are allowed to make. I think that's not the best timing, is it?
Well, the reason we're doing that is that, well, there are three things we need to do this winter, just to start. One is fair pricing regulation, but the second is making sure that the sector is financially resilient. So you'll remember everything we went through in the end of 2020.
Look at him. Right, I'm going to stop that there. 2 seconds. Look at this shitbag, right? Look at him. Smiling it out, just making sure it's like financially resilient. Like, what is it a problem because the billions in shareholders' money's been taken out of your company, or you're just greedy? But look, they're trolling us, man. Look at the cheeky little grin on his face. He's like, ha ha ha, there's no accountability for me, and we're rinsing everybody. Even for you, Martin Lewis, who's temporarily hosting GMB by the looks of it. Anyway, we'll go on with this absolute fool. Look at the plight of his face. Hold on, I'm just going to pull that back a few seconds, right? Look at his boat race, man. Cheeky fucking bastard.
Is making sure that the sector is financially resilient. So you'll remember everything we went through in the end of 2021, and that put around £80 on people's bills when 13 companies failed. And what we're saying to every company is you need to have money in the bank. You need to have good risk management. You need to have money in the bank so you can last through the sorts of price shocks we've seen over the last 2 years. Now, they need to get that money from somewhere. So we are saying we're putting in place roughly an increase of about £10 a year to make sure that companies are financially resilient. That isn't to benefit shareholders. That is to make sure that customers don't face much bigger costs if companies fail.
Fuck you, you fucking dirtbag, man. Absolutely. Have you seen that? I didn't actually watch that because I like to, I read the captions and I go, right, well, let's try and respond like fresh, like with you. Cheeky fucking bastard. That was like some dude who works for Ofgem, right, which is the energy regulator, and they obviously setting the prices. And he's sitting there going, well, you know, we're making sure the companies are financially resilient. Let it all burn, man. We've literally, right? No, well, not use. I mean, like, Deeply was going on about yesterday about like the privilege of people, right? Like the absolute privilege of these people who can just be like, oh, we're going to make sure the companies are financially resilient. Meanwhile, right, people are starving in their homes and freezing their bollocks off. All of us, all fucking winter, freezing fucking cold. And you've got these bastards smiling on the telly, knowing there'll be no accountability. I mean, I see the comments are banging. Pitchforks ahoy. Jez quite rightly pointed out, he's the head of Ofgem. So up for going French. Leon Smith. Martin Lewis is the nearest we have to a legal Robin Hood figure in today's world. He is. Fucking honestly, like, how much more do these people want to boil with piss? What an absolute pack of fucking cunts. Anyway, do you want to see some more absolute shitbaggery? Here's Isabel Oakeshott, right? On her own Twitter page at Isabel Oakeshott, if you can be asked, daughter of Lord Oakeshott, and we've talked about it here before. Absolute rotter bag. So I've not watched this, but it looks like the type of piss boiling content that we need. So here she is, one of the worst people, I think, in the world. What absolute bollocks has she got to come out with now about migration?
At what point do we say that Britain is full? Today's immigration figures represent a massive political betrayal.
I'm just going to stop that there. Right. Britain isn't full. And we spoke about this before. People like her dad own shitloads of land, right? And in that land, they're just burning moors and shooting grouse and whatever other tough shit that they do. Fortunately, the king, like in 2023, we have a king, is a keen fan of game sports such as that, so nothing is likely to change. He's a massive landowner as well. We could put houses and factories and like solar farms and whatever. The problem that we've got in this country, right, is we didn't have a revolution, and people like these didn't have their lands taken off them, which they took off other people. Well, they didn't take them, their ancestors did. Imagine that. They've done fuck all. And now they're sitting here, Oakeshott and others, telling people who are trying to get a better life because they're fleeing the consequences of their class and the elite's actions in creating climate change to come and then listen to this shit. So anyway, let's listen to this shit so they don't have to.
4 general elections, 2010, 2015, 2017, 2019, the Conservatives have told us that they would reduce net migration. Instead, where are we today? It is at an astonishing record high, 606,000 extra people now in this country, out of a total of actually 1.2 million who came in, offset by some leaving. Don't let anyone tell you that it's racist or xenophobic or inflammatory to have this discussion, to be hugely worried about the skyrocketing population, because quite simply, our infrastructure hasn't kept pace with it. Fine, if you want to import millions of extra people, you do that at the same time as expanding your infrastructure, as building more houses, as building more schools, as building...
Sound brilliant. Let's build them in your dad's back garden. We could get a fucking whole Barrett home estate at least in there, you fucking privileged twat. Fucking honestly.
More hospitals, as creating more NHS capacity, making sure you've got enough doctors for all these people. We haven't done that. We've simply brought millions more people in without the systems in place to look after them and for the systems to look after.
Right, the systems aren't in fucking place because of people like her fucking caping up the fucking Tory party, and now she's attacking them from the far, far, far right. Or is she? I mean, it's hard to fucking know who's who these days. Is she attacking the Tories or is she attacking Labour's policies? Who fucking knows? By the way, Glasgow have a fucking belter at the hospital, war kid. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's a very Geordie way of saying like all the very best here, and I hope it goes well. Right, so any more of this absolute rotter bag
after those of us already living here. And don't let anyone, by the way, also tell you that we need all these extra people to fill jobs, because we have more than 5 million people in this country on out of work.
She's not saying the quiet part out loud, but we have over 5 million predominantly white people, because that's what this is about. Don't let anybody tell you it's racist. If people are prefacing things with that, listen, if things weren't racist, right, you wouldn't need to fucking asterisk your fucking bullshit ever. The top and bottom of it is the country's far from full. That her class and all of the people wrapped around that are doing absolutely everything they can to protect late-stage capitalism. There's something in their DNA when they know the revolution is fucking firing, and they're just doing everything they can to smash down on the lower classes. And they're doing that by blaming other lower-class people, just like us, who are just trying to get a better life, because her class have absolutely destroyed the planet, and they're whinging and crying about it because they haven't got 27,000 acres and somebody's fucking trying to take an acre off them because they've nicked it. Ah la la. Fuck you, Isabel Oakeshott. And your entire class. I should watch these beforehand because I'm piss boiled anyway. Here's 12 more seconds of this twat.
Benefits, some 3 million of whom, by the way, have been told they don't even need to look for a job because they've got mental health problems or joint pain.
What the fuck, man? Like, seriously, right? We're back to this Nazi shit now, where it's just like, right, we're going to attack people who are disabled now and insinuate very heavily that they're swinging the lead, like that it's not real. Or they've got mental health or joint pain. A fucking arsehole. Right, how many more seconds of this cunt? 2 seconds.
Go figure.
Fuck off. These people, right? These people, you know what boils me piss about these? They build these networks at the schools that they go to, right? Which we're locked out of completely because of finance, right? And also just because of snobbery and whatever. So anyway, they make the networks there. She's thick as fucking mince. Proper, like hasn't got a Scooby-Doo, but here it is. And all of that's bad faith. Like, absolutely. Do you think they repeat it though? Like, and they believe it? Because it's evidentially untrue. Probably. Fuck that person. Is she a person? Don't know. Was trying not to say cunt again though, but I've said it many times. What a lovely human being she is, says Leon. Come here, man. Some of these people will be doctors in the future, Joanne. Oh, is that for something else? I shouldn't do that, should I? Right. Jez is saying, sorry, Isabel N, but the right wing are your boys. This happened because of your Brexit. You all haven't built infrastructure. It's all on you. Nothing to do with us. Spot on as ever, sir. Absolutely. Honestly, man, like, what a piss boiler. These people, the neck on them, man. The neck. But I tell you what, action is the antidote to despair. Now that I'm better and I'm healthy and it stayed like that for a while, and I got a cold recently and it didn't put us on my arse for 2 months. I'm loving action because I've always been about action. So now that I can do action, I'm feeling less depressed, less anxious, and less despair. So I'm going to encourage you as well. Like, do whatever it takes to not feel like you're just sitting there and waiting shit to just get you. Because that's how it's felt for me since I had my surgery, just sitting there waiting and just, oh, fuck that. And it's lush to be on the front foot again. So I just want to like encourage you, like, take action if that's about your health condition, if that's about your situation at home, whatever it happens to be. Try and make it the best day that you possibly can. And as I've said earlier, don't ever have absolute dafties wrapped around you because you'll suffer long term, I'm telling you. Anyway, empirical evidence, people, anecdotal evidence. It's that meme where the guy looks around and looks at the other woman, blah. And that's just what a lot of it is. But we're plowing away. We're pushing against that. And we're all starting to win. I can start to see people going, yeah, I kind of know what you mean, but I still think you're a dick. Look, I'll be a dick temporarily for a bit, but ultimately I'm not a dick. You're just projecting your shit. But at the same time, these things are all true. So please turn around from the fancy woman in the red dress and come back to empirical evidence. They don't like you. They just put the red dress on with their billionaire money. Anyway, next week we've got Newcastle United against Sports Washing on Tuesday at 10 a.m. We'll be back with, I think, one or two of the lads and what has been dubbed career suicide for me. I'll probably get chinned because of this, like, but you know, if people want to do that, then only hit as hard as you like to be hit back. What else we got? Something I want to mention, this is a bit of good news on the way out, right? If you're an older person or you have older people in your life, this is at P Geldsetzer1 on Twitter, Pascal Geldsetzer. And he's singing, biggest thing to ever come out of my little group. Please help spread this finding. I will, Pascal. Here we are. We found clean causal evidence that the shingles vaccine prevents a good chunk of dementia cases. So could a virus cause Alzheimer's? Pascal says yes. Hear me out and see the preprint. If you want to see the preprint and whatever, the small URLs on the screen, so you can type it in, or sorry, boy, I'll send it to you. Anybody in the UK over the age of 70 can get the shingles vaccine for free. So if that does, as Pascal says, and he's pretty adamant about it, prevents a good chunk of dementia cases, what a bloody breakthrough that would be. Look, one of my friends, his father, sadly, God, it was rough, man. And I've never seen him like, he's always been like steady Eddie, like solid, man. And the impact that it had on him it broke my heart. So if you can, go and get the shingles vaccine. Probably wise not to tell them why you want it if but you're over 70, it's free. They've got to give it to you. Also, as well as if you've been following for a while, you don't want shingles. Like I had that, particularly in the COVID infection back-to-back era with a very, very low immune system because it'll wrap right around your body and it'll fuck you up for a long time. So when I can afford it, because I don't get it for free, I'll be paying for it. I want it. I don't want shingles again. And I just can't afford to be ill again. Like, seriously. I'm saying that to my partner, not just financially, but spiritually. I don't think I've got another long bout of serious illness in us, or like long-term illness or whatever. Like, I thought I was all like sound. I was past it all until the crash at the start of the year. And that was just like, what the fuck? So yeah, shingles vaccine might help with dementia. Might as well. WhatsApp that to my mum this morning and went, get that booked in today. So that's the crack. That's my father as well. I'd really, really like to see that happen. And I think that's a bit of hope and a bit of good news, isn't it? Because dementia's fucking awful, man. Like, I'm not giving you any of the detail of what we did do, but serious, man. £400 for the new shingles vaccine for under 70s, saving up. Wow, that's mad, that. So he's saying very interesting. Jez, sounds interesting. Slaz on the smiles there. Nice one. Dave Slaz saying, Jake, popular front latest video for what the French Right's really about. It's definitely worth a watch. And start watching the first bit. And was just busy with what I'm doing. But as you know, Jake has been on the show. Really great lad, actually. spot on. Popular Front's definitely something that's worth your time and definitely worth following and contributing to if you can. Really good lad he is. So anyway, I don't know, we've got a few more here. MS is saying, huge that being badly affected by it, so that would be a massive game changer. Nice one. Really would. I just saw it like across me desk this morning, and I'm like, I'm just trying to like on the Fridays and something's on the Mondays, I'm trying to do more of like a roundup and having a bit of banter with you. And Tuesday, Thursdays, if we can, get the guests in there. I'm favouring those days. But if after the Mondays and whatever, we'll do that because obviously it's people's schedules too, isn't it? Coming up soon, we've got, oh God, I'm going to make a list of this because we've got so many people actually booked in already. And I don't want to do people an injustice by not telling, like, not people to remember because we've been up since 4 a.m. I'm get myself off and have a nice kip and that, you know. But book your shingles vaccines if you can, and if you've got people over 70 in your life, or if they could afford it before that, get it. £400 is a price that's very cheap not to get dementia. I mean, if it does sort out a huge chunk of them out, brilliant, man. Absolutely buzzing. And that's one of the beautiful things about the era that we're living in, especially with the onset of AI and like quantum computing. A lot of these things, you'd be very surprised, will probably get sorted out in